The Dragon Ball fandom is wild for this, and honestly, if true, Akira Toriyama is also wild for this because that means he took something that was fan-made and recreated it in a Dragon Ball anime.
What?
When has he ever done this before? I'm just playing. He's done this several other times, Akira Toriyama, taking concepts from Dragon Ball fan minds, essentially, and repurposing it into Dragon Ball Super and beyond. So this is not something new for Akira Toriyama, but the reason that this Kai decided to go to Universe 7 may be a lot darker than you are ready for, and this is all brand new coming in this week. So let me know what you guys think this girl is doing in the Dragon Ball Universe 7 universe. So early on in the Dragon Ball Daima story, early on in episode 1 I believe, we find out that this Kai right here, she is the older sister of the Supreme Kai, the one that we know. She actually went to Universe 7 prior to even the new Demon King of the Demon World. So she actually went in there and she's being funded by the Demon King to create new experiments and things like that, which, I mean, if I had $1 every single time we had a brand new baddie scientist that is making experiments, I'd have a few dollars. And it's weird that it's happening over and over again because it seems to be Dragon Ball's new thing. But there is one Dragon Ball fan theory that is going around for Dragon Ball Daima that I definitely needed to talk to you guys about, seeing as how Dragon Ball fan mangas are kind of my street. And that is the theory that this girl right here went to Universe 7, this scientist, she went to Universe 7 to take DNA samples from Goku after hearing about him, and then using those DNA samples to create a perfect being. Now, why does this sound familiar? I wonder why. Now, even if you don't believe that Akira Toriyama has taken things from fans and fan-made things and repurposed them into Dragon Ball, well, this one probably is the most likely scenario that this could happen from, because this story point is actually the beginning of Dragon Ball AF, which was created by Toyotaro, who was the second in command to Akira Toriyama, and now seems to be heading Dragon Ball Super's manga, and it seems like probably taking the place of Akira Toriyama in terms of story perspective, story direction, and creativity. Now, the reason that people are saying that this is really similar to Dragon Ball AF, this Dragon Ball Daima story element, and that it could be the exact same thing happening yet again, is because of the Dragon Ball AF story and how it starts. The story starts with the West Kai. She ends up tricking Goku and then taking some of his DNA without him knowing about it. And honestly, the taking of the DNA is probably one of the craziest parts of any Dragon Ball fan manga in existence. And Toyotaro was on Demon Time when he created Dragon Ball AF. But the story goes that she ends up using that DNA to create the perfect being mixed with her own DNA, and then this is how we get Zycor, one of, if not the most iconic fan-made Dragon Ball villain that we've ever seen in any Dragon Ball related media that is not official. I mean, this guy is probably second in being iconic to this guy right here. I mean, they're both iconic in terms of the fan manga fan community for Dragon Ball. I mean, really the only other ones that are in the running are this guy, Super Saiyan 1 million or whatever. He is definitely in the running, but I mean, Zycor is definitely up there. He is by far one of the best Dragon Ball fan-made villains that we've ever seen, and that is why the fandom is getting excited, because they think that this is the story element that we're going to be getting in Dragon Ball Daima. But let me tell you why I don't believe this is the case, why we are not getting this story element, and I think it's something else. Because first of all, this story takes place after Dragon Ball Z, after Goku defeats Kid Buu, and when he defeats Kid Buu, this is when the Daima story starts before Dragon Ball Super, meaning that any villain that we get mixed with a Kai at some sense, like say it was Goku's DNA or Saiyan's DNA mixed with a Kai, to be honest, it would be far stronger than anything that Dragon Ball Daima would be able to bring to the table. Goku Black is essentially a Supreme Kai soul in the body of Goku. It's not exactly the exact same thing as mixing the DNA, but it is very close. But when you get to the part where they fuse together, Goku and this Supreme Kai, and you get Merge Zamasu, which is this angelic being who's extremely powerful. I mean, this guy had Super Saiyan Blues on the run. This is a very powerful being. So this is probably the closest thing that we've seen to a mixture between the Supreme Kai DNA and the Goku DNA. And so if this kind of being was being created in Dragon Ball Daima, it'd be so much stronger than anything that Dragon Ball Daima could bring to the table against it, because Goku can only go to Super Saiyan 3, and even if he fused, he would not be strong enough to face against this monster, because then you'd have to ask yourself this question in the best case scenario. Do you think that Super Saiyan Vegeta, just plain Vegeta from DBZ, could face off against Merge Zamasu? Do you really believe that? Let me know in the comment section below without going into Super Saiyan Blue, because he would not have access to it. So I don't believe we're going to be getting a mixture of the DNAs at all. And to be honest, if you really rewatch that first episode, we find out that she had gone to the Universe 7 universe prior to the explanation of everything that's going on with DBZ and Majin Buu and everything like that. Now, it is possible that she knew about this stuff prior to them learning about it, but to be honest, I feel like she went back to Universe 7 to find maybe a Babidi relative or something connected to Majin, because this story is so heavily influenced by the Majin plot. And in that sense, she could be finding something as a scientist to mixture and make a brand new Majin similar to Kid Buu. So Goku being a Super Saiyan 3 even as a child versus a Kid Buu or a new Majin that is kind of like an evil Buu, that makes more sense because of the power level and the power scaling. And it makes even more sense if you have, say, Goku mix or fuse with a Supreme Kai, or fuse with Vegeta, or fuse with all three. He would be strong enough to face off against this new monster without being canon breaking, because he would never get into those upper echelons of Dragon Ball Super. So I figure I addressed this rumor and this theory outright on the channel. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section below. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Prepare yourself.